You got it. Okay.
10.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
That was crazy.
Oh wow.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Okay. Do you want to tell them where we were last week? Because we didn't do any filming last week.
Football.
So
Football.
yeah, was the football good last week?
Aye.
Okay, so because we took a little bit of a break, what we're going to do is we're going to go through all of the sounds to see if we remember them.
Okay.
Then we're going to practice some of our blending, okay? Yeah? Okay.
I already know that one.
You got it.
Ah.
Nice. Easy.
Like I know what one's gonna be difficult. All right.
Oh, let's see. I think you've got it.
Oh, I'm gonna.
You got it. Nice job. Good work. She's able to figure out what those words are and identify them instantly, which is great. Especially with some of the sounds that she was finding tricky to recall earlier, it seems to have completely solidified.
I also just want to take note because obviously the last episode I was on was the very first episode.
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
it's really cool to see how you've taken on board kind of what we discussed in terms of the worksheets and how they may have not been the best like first step kind of thing, and like kind of simplifying it down to just the letters.
Pretty much ever since that sort of first episode, we have been primarily focusing on using things like the whiteboards and things like the letter cards, and we do bring in the sheets here and there, but we are spending the majority of the time using the whiteboards and using the letter cards, and it has been a lot more beneficial.
A lot of people think you need like a ton of worksheets and a ton of resources, but you really don't, and I think it's something to take on board if you're trying to help your own child at home learn to read and write. Like you do not need expensive or like really top end, high end resources.
Not.
As you said, you just need some, like you can even draw those letters yourself.
Yeah,
like,
print off letter cards for free, all of these sorts of things.
Exactly.
You're completely right. I mean, there's so many things that are being sold right now, which are super premium feeling letter cards and things like that. And sure, they look great, but are they any different to letters that you print off in black and white in your home printer? No, not at all.
Exactly.
All right, now let's try. If we have two together, can you tell me what's that one? Very good. How about that one? Is it? Which one is it? Good job. So we've got s, ah. What does that make together?
Sa.
Yes, nice job. Okay.
I know what it's gonna be. We add a te.
What is
Sa. No.
Go on. You got it.
Sa.
Yes. Nice. Look at that. You can really tell from her face as well that she's happy with herself. You know, she's pretty chuffed with the ability to do that.
Absolutely.
Okay, what happens if I do that? Can you sound them out for me? So let's do these two first. What does that make? Ooh.
Pa.
You got it.
I know what that's gonna be.
Tell me.
Pa.
Yeah, that's nice.
Pa.
Look at you, master reader. Did you see that when I said master reader, she was like. Okay, what's that one? You got it. What's that one? Very nice. Let's put these two together. D, I. Try it. D, I, D.
It could do me like that. It's like.
I know. It's a bit of a weird one, but remember, this isn't a real word yet. So we've got D, I.
Din.
Oh, you're close. D. Just that. D. Yep.
I like the visual there of the kind of like the two separate sounds and then bringing them together. I think that's quite good because it's a nice way to see it in her head as well and see how they are separate but like they become a different sound when they're together.
She's been really enjoying the use of sort of visuals and using her body to be able to put these things together.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it really has made a big difference in her understanding of what we're doing. Even when I'm not sort of offering that up, she's doing that herself, which is great.
It's
because
really
it's really showing that she's taking on board the strategies and she's trying to utilize them in her sort of everyday life and her own understanding. And it's nice because some kids won't respond to things like that, but others really do and latch onto it. So it's all about that idea that, you know, not everyone learns how to read in the same way, and we really do need to test different things to see what works and what doesn't for each child. How about this one? Very good. What are these two together? Got it?
This one, Buffy. So.
Yeah.
I know what this one's going to be. I think sip.
Nice. So it's interesting with that one because it looks like I'm giving it to her. I'm going se, but in her eyes, in her mind, it's almost like she's done it.
Yes, yeah.
Which I think is quite useful to do because even though it feels like you're giving it to them, sometimes being able to give it to them and they think that it's their own idea is great.
Absolutely.
Because then she went on to take it from se to sip.
Yeah,
almost
it's the
instantly.
thing. It's the building blocks, isn't it? And it's like you're not handing it to them. You're giving them like a helping hand. They need that. They need the encouragement. They need the confidence, which will allow them to go on to blend like harder sounds and words.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. And I think it's knowing as well when to give it to them and when not to, and when to let them persevere and try it themselves and get it wrong, because it is a fine balance. You know, we talk about building confidence all the time, don't we? And it is that balance of we want to be able to get them to do it themselves.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, we don't want them to be fearful of the situation. We don't want them to feel loads of pressure. So it's giving it to them sometimes, letting them try it themselves other times. And altogether, it makes for good progress.
Exactly, and it builds resilience.
It does.
You know, it's a thing of, okay, you might not get it every time, and that's okay too, you know? And it's saying you haven't got it yet.
Yeah,
you know, it's always as we said, it's a continuous journey. There's never going to be like a stop, even just for us. As adults, we still are always learning, we're always improving, and so we should always be applying that. We give ourselves that same kind of grace, so we should be giving the children the same.
It is lovely to see that the blending progress is coming.
Yeah.
Because I think for some people watching, they might think, oh, this is taking ages. Why isn't she reading yet?
I know.
Right, you've been doing this for 6 weeks now.
Yeah.
It looks like you're still at the same sort of first step, but I don't see it that way. You know, if we take for the first episode till now, I can see so much progress that's happening.
Absolutely.
And it's just that idea that, you know, sometimes it does take a lot of time.
100%.
And we don't want to rush this process. And I think that's where a lot of people go wrong.
Yeah.
Educators, parents, everyone. They want to try and rush this reading process and not get everything right.
Yeah.
In the sense that they want to just go for speed.
Exactly.
And they want to get their child from 0 to reading as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
But I don't see it that way.
No, and I think one of the main things I think is a huge achievement is the fact that she's able to differentiate her D's and B's.
Yeah.
Because it's such a big thing that a lot of children struggle with, and
It is.
the fact that so early on in her learning about letters and sounds, she's able to see that difference is huge, and it should be celebrated.
All right, we're gonna keep doing these ones.
Okay.
Yeah? So let's see. Very good. So let's just do these two first. So we've got t, I. Use your hands, try and put them together. Yeah, good. That was really nice. Because I think I was even a little bit surprised that she was able to do that.
Yeah.
Because we hadn't really practiced the t, I together.
Yeah.
We were doing s, I and d, I, right?
True.
So if we've got t, I, and she looked like she wasn't going to get it, but what I'm glad here is that she actually tried.
Yeah.
She actually tried to do it, and she did produce something. Because in other times she might have been like, oh, I don't know, this is confusing.
Yeah, true.
However, she did try it, she offered it up, and she got it.
Yeah,
She got it.
Well, she's using her like existing skills and existing knowledge on that familiar sound, which is that I, and kind of making that link, which is really good. And it also shows that like it's not the rote learning, because I think for me it's like that fear is always the rote learning and that they're just memorizing. But the fact that she's able to apply like that sound to a completely different word shows that no, she is actually starting to make those connections and make those habits.
We've got T.
10.
Oh, what's that? Yeah, so we've got T.
Tap.
Yes, very good. Out of these two, which is tip, do you think?
What's like a tip?
So it's like going on your tiptoes.
I know what when that says. Alright. You take the fall. Right. But it's the same on my own.
Yeah. Good. Okay, can we do this one? You got it. You're saying it, but see how you're pausing in between. You're going take away the pause.
I know. I think I know what that one is.
Yes, nice work.
I think what was quite nice there was the way you kind of like encouraged her and kind of like rooted her on, because you could see like on her face that she was getting really quite stressed.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's that simple phrase, no, you've got it. You know, you can do it. And it's like, no, yeah, I can do it actually.
Yeah, and then it came.
Exactly, because it's almost a block, you know, like it's just hitting that kind of wall, and it's that kind of repetition of like, oh, I just can't. It's like, oh, you can.
Yeah,
you know?
it's like something to take you out of that mental spiral.
Exactly.
I think it's easy for a lot of people to think, oh, they're just young kids, they don't have these sorts of thoughts like we would have, but I don't think that's the case at all.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If anything, I think it's more intense because they don't know how to process those kind of like intense emotions and feelings.
And sometimes that's all it takes, is that, you know, they need to feel these feelings, but they need that little bit of an encouragement to just be like, it's fine, you have it.
Yes,
just
exactly.
Just keep going.
I have an idea. I think this one will be a good one. It's like water in a cup.
It is. Is that what she's drinking? She's sipping some water.
Yeah.
Yeah? Let's try that one. So let's do the first two first. So we've got What does that make? Yeah, good.
I know what that one is.
Okay.
Pep.
Yes, nice work. I'm gonna write our word first, okay?
Okay. Then I'm gonna do the wheeze.
Okay, but just do them small, okay? Just do one dot. That's it. Okay, tell me, what's that one?
No. That's what.
You got it. How about this one? Very good. So we're just gonna do the first two. Oh,
What's it?
are you throwing things at me? Which one is that? Is it? Yeah, very good. This one is Which one is this?
That's the letter.
So this letter is called I, but what sound is it? Yes, very good. Okay, so we're gonna do the first two. So use your hands.
What the?
You've got it. Yeah? You're saying it. Just take away the pause.
No.
Good.
I know what that one's gonna be, I think.
What is
Net.
Ooh, you're close. What sound is this? So we've got
Nothing.
Don't guess. So think, we've got So take away pause. Nip.
Nip. So
What does
it's
that
like
mean?
this.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a dog or a cat.
That's what my sister does to me sometimes.
Yeah. Do you want to tell her to stop on the video?
Stop. Nip.
Yeah.
Nippy.
Very good. I think fatigue is starting to set in now. You know, we've done a lot of blending quite successfully.
Yes.
And now we're doing a little bit more.
Yeah.
And she's starting to guess, she's starting to just say things, and she's getting the and the mixed up.
Yeah.
Which she has done in the past, and it's something that we're working on, you know, preventing that sort of mix up between the and the but it's becoming a lot more pronounced just now.
Yeah.
And it's at this point of the session that you have to think, okay, is it worth continuing on with this?
Yeah.
I think I made the decision to continue on just to see how she gets on.
Definitely.
Because of course we need to practice reading regardless of whether we're feeling fatigued
Yeah,
or not.
absolutely.
You know, 'cause in daily life we're reading all the time.
Exactly.
But you can kind of tell now that she's starting to have enough.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, you see it a lot with all the children actually. Like near the end of the session, they start to kind of falter off a little bit, and their mind wants to go anywhere else except in front of them.
Except for the work that we're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it's important to, kind of like parents know that this is just a normal thing.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
It does happen all the time, and it's not like, oh, suddenly they've forgotten everything and that's it.
Yeah, no.
Because I think a lot of people do think that, when they're trying to teach their kids how to read at home or trying to support them. Yeah. And they come to us and they're like, oh, I just can't do it. They were fine for the first 10 minutes and then suddenly they don't know anything. Yeah. It's not that they don't know
exactly.
anything.
And it's the thing of like, that's why it's so important to have like brain breaks, and have kind of different tasks in between your kind of main skill that you're learning as well. Yeah. Just how as adults, you get burnout. Like if you're sat doing the same thing for hours and hours and hours, the quality of your work is going to decrease.
It will.
And whereas if you go for, let's say, half an hour working, and then you take 10 minutes to go and make yourself a coffee, or 10 minutes to go and go for a walk, or anything like that, just a completely different thing to what you were working on. It means that when you come back, you have a fresh mind and you can actually get a lot more done.
I'm, to be honest, a big proponent of being able to switch up to different activities and also just give the kids some moments to, I don't know, draw, doodle, do whatever they want within their session. Even play a little bit of a game in the middle. And I guess some people perceive it as like, oh, you're letting them not work during their education time. But you've got to consider the fact that, okay, well, what would you rather? Have focused work for, I don't know, 40 minutes out of the hour session? Or would you rather have work for the whole hour, but only about 50% of it is actually useful?
Exactly.
Let's see. I already know all these records.
Okay, let's see. You got it? Which one's that? Good job.
And
You got it. All right, let's do the first two. So use your hands. What have we got?
pan.
Yes, good job.
Pan.
What's a pan?
It's like where you fry eggs.
Yes, exactly.
Fry eggs.
This is something like that I like to do when we're reading as well, is just check that we're understanding the words. I think it's something that a lot of people forget. That, we need to make sure that they're understanding what they're reading too. Just because they can say the word doesn't necessarily mean they're comprehending its meaning.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, we did that with knit, and it was clear that she knew that. Now we're doing it with pan, just to make sure, okay, yeah, it's a simple word. I'm sure that she does know it. But put it in the context of your reading. You've just read this word means pan. What does that actually mean?
Exactly.
Are you realizing that what we're reading actually is something?
Yeah, 100%, absolutely.
Okay. I already know this one, trust me.
I already knew it, trust me. Okay, tell me. Okay, do the first two first?
Yeah, no, you always say that.
I know, I do.
So I always know.
That's true. Okay,
You don't have to tell me 104 times.
It's good, actually. It's good that she's saying that, because she's realizing that actually this is the method that we're supposed to be using. Okay, shall we read the first two?
And
Okay, so use your hands.
I think I know this one. 10.
Yes, nice job. Okay, we've only got two more. Ready?
Right. After this, I have a challenge for you.
Oh, what's my challenge gonna be?
So wait. But we need to say something first.
Oh, what do we need to get? Okay, go on. Tell me the sounds. You got it. Okay.
10.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
That was crazy.
Oh wow. Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, nice job. Look at you.
You don't even have to say it.
I know, you're doing so good with your blending today.
I said 10.
Okay, last one, and then we can color in the sheet, okay?
First, you have to do my friend, because you said you do that.
After we do the sheet, deal?
Yes.
Okay. So I think this is an important thing, that there needs to be some kind of give and take within the sessions.
Yes.
Because of course we want to be able to guide them in what they're doing and achieve the things that we're wanting them to achieve within the session. But at the same time, they're going to have ideas of what they want to do. And we must not shut that down all the time. But there's a way to say, okay, well, do that for me, and then we'll do this.
Completely.
Just to keep the session moving.
Really, really important. And again, it also lets the child know that you are listening to them.
Yeah.
And you're not just like, well, actually, this is what I've got planned, and we're doing this.
Exactly.
It's like, okay, you want to draw a fun animal? You can do that, but let's make sure we get this bit done first.
What's the first two? Yeah.
Tan.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right. It's tack, and then So,
Tan.
yeah, good. What does that mean?
Oh my goodness.
She did that.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
she did that
amazing.
without even thinking.
Wow.
My sisters use the same days, so I know it.
You're exposing all of your sisters. They're going to be like, Wynter, what are you doing to us?
But I'm just trying to tell the world to use iron. Well, my mom doesn't. She goes in some beds.
You're just telling all of their secrets.
I think it's quite an interesting thing though, the fact that she knew that word because her sister uses it. Well, her sister uses it all the time, right? Yeah. And I find that a lot with kids. Like if they love something like Pokemon or Minecraft, they love to show off that they can write it.
Yeah,
they're like
Minecraft
and like Pokemon, Slender Man, and like all of these things. And like look, and it's because they see it all the time, and they're really proud that they know such like a long word or such a difficult word.
Exactly.
But it's something that we should utilize.
Yeah, for sure.
It's something that you can expand. Like, okay, so you can write Minecraft. Like, what about the things in Minecraft, like grass and sheep, and all these things? So it's like
it's using their own interests to be able to sort of drive what you want to achieve.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
No.
And then
Net.
ooh, not quite. Ne.
Nap.
Ooh, ne.
Nap.
Nip. Very good.
Right, let me just do something to fix this whole piece of paper.
Is that the right one? How are we going to know which one's right and which one's wrong?
The yellow one's the wrong one.
Okay.
You can really tell that like the session's coming to it.
Yeah, it's coming to the end now.
Just with how much she is becoming a little bit more like fidgety,
yes,
and almost agitated a little bit.
Exactly.
Like the way that she's like scribbling and stuff. If you compare that to how she was at the start of the session, even just with the dots, she was just doing like little dots, and at the end she's like, "Hurrah!"
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, but again, it as we were saying, it is the whole thing about like how long the learning has been going on for. It starts to take a toll.
That's the thing, and we need to be receptive to that, don't we?
Yeah, definitely.
It's like when we get to this point of the session, when you think, okay, maybe we end on a game, or we end on something that will still leave us with something positive at the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think that's the important thing as well, is that we want to make sure that this is a process that is enjoyable for the child.
Definitely.
And if we keep banging on and trying to do things when really it's come to its natural end, then it's time to think, okay, how are we going to use the rest of our time for something productive, but something that's a little bit less taxing? Okay, so we did loads of blending today, and I think you're getting so much better with your blending, don't you think? Yeah, I think you are. Are you finding it a little bit easier when you're reading the words? Does that feel easier?
Yes.
Yeah, I think you're doing super well with that. Good job. I'm very proud. I think it's important at the end of the session to celebrate the wins.
Absolutely.
And, we're really identifying here that she has come a long way. And we want to make sure that the children are aware of that, because sometimes we don't do enough to celebrate and say, look, you are actually progressing. I'm noticing a difference. Are you noticing a difference?
Absolutely, exactly. And I think not just that, but then I think children love to hear the praise coming from their teachers or tutors or parents.
For sure.
Because they look up to us, you know? And I think when they hear that kind of well done and that celebration, it doesn't make them feel like they've accomplished something.
Yeah, for sure.
And that they've been recognized, for that. So absolutely, I think it's really, really important. And it kind of brings the session to a really nice close as well. It's always ending on a positive note.
Exactly, because we want to leave them thinking, wow, I've done a fantastic job today.
Exactly.
I can see it, my teacher sees it.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to keep doing it.
Mini hand.
All right, shall we tell them bye?
Bye-bye. Love you.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, okay, so we'll see you in the next episode.
Yeah.